There are two main types of Ethernet cables that most consumers will come across: Category 5, aka CAT5, and Category 6, or CAT6. Let's start with Category 5. This can handle speeds of up to 100 megabits a second and a bandwidth of 1000 MHz. This is the most basic type of Ethernet cable that you'll find, though that isn't necessarily true, as CAT5 is actually obsolete and has been replaced by the more common CAT5e, where the E stands for enhanced. These days, if you live in a house with built-in network jacks, the chance is you'll be using CAT5e. There are two benefits of CAT5e over CAT5. The first is a reduction in crosstalk. This essentially means it's more capable of stopping signals on different channels interfering with each other. The second is being able to handle faster speeds, and the enhanced CAT5 standard can manage up to 1000 megabits a second. CAT6 can handle gigabit speeds like CAT5e. However, it can do this at a bandwidth of 250 MHz rather than CAT5e's 100 MHz. They also have an internal separator that isolates the pairs of cabling. CAT6 is currently more suited for industrial and enterprise situations where performance is a must, as this improvement in performance can come at a cost. Now I'm going to show you how to make a CAT5e patch cable. This technique will work with CAT6 cabling, however you must remember to remove the internal separator before you attach the cable to the head.
For this tutorial, you will need RJ45 crimpers, CAT5e cable, RJ45 heads, cable strippers, and a cable tester. Though this is not required, it is recommended. First, you want to take your cable and roughly measure one head's worth of cable, around 1 inch. Now, using your cable strippers, remove the first inch of the outer jacket. Be careful not to nick the internal cables. Now separate out your cable pairs. And if your cable has a piece of cord in the middle, now is the time to remove it. Now begin untwisting the pairs of wires. Once untwisted, try to straighten the cables as best you can. Now you want to begin the process of arranging your wires in the correct order. That is, orange-white, orange, green-white, blue, blue-white, green, brown-white, brown. Personally, I prefer to arrange the wires one by one, straightening them as I go, to try and retain their order. Once arranged, use the head to measure the length of wires needed. You want to remember that the wires should touch the end of the head, and also that the external jacket should reach past its crimping point. Once you're happy with the measurements, cut the cable. Now recheck the order of the wires and insert it into the head. Once in, double check the wires have landed in the correct channels and that they reach the end. Now it's time to crimp. Insert the cable into the crimper and firmly squeeze the handles. You may want to crimp twice to make sure it's worked. Check all of the pins and pierce the wires, then you can move on to testing. I do recommend getting a cable tester, as they are very inexpensive and can save you a lot of trouble if you happen to make a mistake in making your cables. To test, just insert each end in the tester and switch it on. If you've been successful, you'll see each LED corresponding to the same number on each end.